This is UFC Fight Week, UFC254 from Yas Island, the fight island of the UFC from Abu Dhabi. And in the main event, we have Khabib Nurmagomedov versus Justin Gaethje for the UFC undisputed lightweight championship. And I am the notorious poker, and this is fight analysis with me. And without further delay, let's get this show started. So let's talk about the matchup, Khabib versus Gaethje. So let's talk about the fighters, and I'll start with Khabib, and let's talk about his background. So Khabib is basically from a Sambo background, which is wrestling in Russia. So let's see his fighting resume in the UFC. So let's talk about the top 3 opponents that he has beaten inside the UFC cage. First, Rafael dos Santos, former UFC champion. Second, Dustin Poirier, again, former UFC lightweight champion. Third, Irish megastar. I mean, he's the man. He's one of the greatest of all time. His notorious one, the Conor McGregor. So if you look at his resume, and he has beaten these former superstars, not only superstars, they were champions. And Khabib not only wins the fight, he wins the fight in a spectacular fashion. I mean, no one has the ability to finish the fight like Khabib does. So that's what makes Khabib where Khabib is today. And that's why he is undefeated in the UFC. And one fun fact is that out of his 28 professional fights, he has lost only one round out of all his fights. And that one round he lost against Conor McGregor in his bout again, which was in 2018 in UFC 226. So let's talk about Gaethje now. So Justin Gaethje's main background is wrestling. I mean, that's surprising, right? So, but he never uses his wrestling in his UFC fights. I mean, we have never seen, right? Justin Gaethje was an All-American, and he was in NCAA. So, but in his UFC fights, we have seen him striking. He loves to strike. I mean, he's a violent fighter. He's a violent motherfucker. So let's talk about his top 3 opponents that he has beaten inside the UFC cage. So first, Michael Johnson. So he beat Michael Johnson in his debut fight in the UFC back in 2017. So, and second, Edson Barboza. Third, the boogeyman of the UFC, Tony Ferguson. So in his last fight, he beat Tony Ferguson, and I don't know how to call that fight. It was in UFC 249, and I was really disappointed, like because of Tony, because how he beat Tony was like he made Gaethje a really huge superstar. So let's talk about the game now. Let's talk about the fight. So does Gaethje have chance to beat Khabib? So that is the main question. And if he has so, how does he beat Khabib? I mean, Khabib is undefeated, undisputed. So how does he beat him? So we have seen that what Khabib does, and Khabib shoots for the leg at the starting of the match. Then he takes the opponent down. Then he the ground and pound. Then he ultimately submits the opponent. I mean, that's a scary matchup, right? Scary way to put your opponent to sleep. And then again, let's talk about Gaethje. So Gaethje is a striker. He has never used his wrestling abilities in his UFC fights or his previous professional fights outside of the UFC. So Gaethje, so I guess it will all come down to how Gaethje defend the takedowns from Khabib. I mean, how much has Gaethje improved his takedown defense? I mean, I think the ultimate thing will be that, and it will come to that point. So if Khabib takes Gaethje down, then what will happen? So can he get up? So let's say Gaethje gets up from the takedown. So if the fight happens in a stand-up, so what will happen? I would say Khabib has absolutely no chance against Gaethje while striking. I mean, absolutely 0 chance. And it will be 28-1 if Gaethje defends all his takedowns. So if you ask me, can Gaethje beat Khabib? I would say yes, he has the abilities to beat Khabib. I mean, we're living in 2020, right? Everything is possible in this year. I mean, even Justin Gaethje talked about his fight, upcoming fight last 2 days ago, and he told that after he beat Khabib this Sunday, he's gonna change his name to Justin 2020 Gaethje. I mean, how cool is that? So, you know, I'm just a believer, so still I'm not picking anyone to win. Still, if you see their resumes while picking, I mean, Khabib has a slight advantage, right? I mean, he, of course, 100% he's betting favorite. And what happens if Khabib takes Gaethje down and he keeps him there? So I guess it's gonna be a long night for Gaethje. I mean, he's gonna get mauled, and there is no other outcome. And Khabib is gonna successfully defend his title against Gaethje. He's gonna be 29-0. So in the end, what can I say? I mean, if I had to pick one, so I would say that if I had to pick one, then I would pick Khabib, and if I had to pick a round, then it would be the second round. And you know, again, I would love to be proved wrong here, and if I wouldn't be surprised at all if Gaethje knocks Khabib in second round. So it can be either way. So, and I would like to invite you all guys to join the fight, to watch the fight. So in Indian Standard Time, it will air on 10:01 and 10:03 at 11:30 p.m. on 24th of October. So that's it. So that's the analysis. So yeah, I know it's a short analysis, but again, it's my first step. So let's see how does it go. So thank you so much, and I hope to make a next video on Conor McGregor.